Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to add windows and doors, which is actually pretty simple. There's lots of different types of windows and doors you can add. We're just going to start with what Revit has default-wise. So as you can see over here, I have my L1 open, my level 1, and my 3D view open. I'm going to turn this back off of realistic and just make it consistent colors. It'll operate a lot quicker. You can see I lost some of that detail though, but anyways, it's all right. So on my level 1, I've got my 3D open. What we're going to do is I'm going to start with doors. So up here we've used the wall tool. Now we're going to click on doors. So once you click on doors, you'll see if you hover over walls, just don't click quite yet. It's okay if you do, you can move the door. But it starts to place doors, which is pretty cool and easy. If you come over here before placing, you can pick whichever door you want. For example, this is just what Revit has default-wise. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys in a later video how to customize the details. They have some exterior doors, so say, for example, you want to use this kind of looks more like a like a commercial exterior door. So I would just stick with the single flush 36 by 84 inch. This is a standard 3 by 7 feet tall door, so we're just going to stick with that. If you want to be crazy and use something else, you're more than welcome to. But per your floor plan, you're going to go ahead and come in here. Maybe your entryway's over here, and you're going to click and open or place that door. Maybe this is a bathroom. Remember, my floor plan is not complete, so I don't have like a bunch of rooms. Say I'm like, okay, this is actually a bedroom. I'm going to move this wall just so it kind of lines up with that just right. And then go in and place a door to my bedroom on the wall. A couple of things, once you place doors, notice how it makes it swing open a certain way. Say you didn't want that, okay? If you select the door, then you'll see these arrows frequently in Revit. You can click on them and it'll flip it. Say you placed it and it opened actually to the wrong side, you can flip it this way, flip it that way, and vice versa. So those are very handy tools. If you placed it in the wrong area, just select it and you can move it. You can see here it actually gives you dimensions. And say you're like, I just need that to be a foot. Okay, I need this door to be offset from this corner a foot. You come in here, type 1 foot, and then it'll adjust it. Okay, so that's like kind of like constraining a dimension in a sense. Okay. Same thing over here. You know, this door probably want to open this way. You probably want it to open over there, and so on. We can move it if we need, and whatnot. Okay. So placing doors is pretty easy. Next, we would just do the same thing with windows. So if you click on window, you can see here I actually loaded like a one from BIM object, which I'm going to show you guys how to do in a later video. But just use what Revit has to offer, just whatever it defaults to, or you can pick any of these. Say you have like some double hung windows on your design, okay, that's totally fine. You can go in and place these. Say you want to make these like right next to each other. You have some over here, you know, and go from there. Okay. Like I said, same thing here. You can always place them and move them. Okay. Hitting escape will get you out of the command. And then one way to just make sure your like things are going correctly. Remember, we're in the floor plan view. You can also toggle over to the 3D view and double check, hey, did I place those windows right? This looks pretty good, but if you notice, it places it at a specific height and they look like low on the wall because these walls are actually 20 feet high. So I am going to actually select all the walls, and if you click on one item, sometimes this is really helpful, sometimes it's not helpful. In this case, we're just going to change all the walls to be 10 feet tall. So if you click on one and right click and do select all instances, an entire project, this is going to select all your walls, which like I said, is a very helpful tool. And so once I have all of them selected, I could select one, hold Control down, and select all the other ones, blah, blah, blah. But that would take a lot more time. Luckily, I don't have a lot of walls right now. But later on, when your designs get more complicated, that other tool will be helpful. When doing so, okay, I want to make these all 10 feet tall. You can just change this unconnected height over here from 20 feet to 10 and click apply. And then if you can keep them all selected and then go to your 3D view and notice like they're now 10 feet tall. Okay, you can also toggle and see that level's at 12 feet. Our walls are at 10 feet. Okay, and then that window placement looks a lot more reasonable. You can also click on these. Okay, maybe you want to move all of these to be like a certain height off the floor. You can do select all instances, which is going to select all your windows in the project. And over here, you can adjust the sill height. So maybe you wanted that to be like 5 feet for some reason. Click apply and see how that jumps them all up to 5 feet. So this is why the properties tab is really important and helpful. There's all kinds of properties in here that you can manipulate. For now, I would say, just keep everything at standard until you get the hang of things, and go from there. You can even do sill height offsets with doors if you wanted for some reason. Like, you can offset it 3 feet off the ground, which sometimes when we start to get into more complicated stuff, there are kind of like loopholes I have you guys just do to make things look correct. But for now, you shouldn't have to mess with that. I would just kind of stick with the basics and start placing your windows and doors using the standard stuff and just making sure you're kind of following your layout on your own floor plan.